Am I the butthole for refusing to name our daughter Karen? My wife and I recently found out we're having a daughter. We hadn't really talked about names before, but we both agreed that each of us will retain veto power. When we did start discussing names, both of us wanted to name her after our late mothers. Her mom's name was Karen and my mom's name wasn't a meme. I told her the baby can take my mom's name as her first name and her mom's name as a middle name, or have an entirely different name, but I can't okay Karen as a first name in any case. She got offended because she just wants to honor her mother and thinks I have a problem with that. I just don't want to set our daughter up to be bullied throughout her life. I told her I'd be fine with whatever first name she picks as long as it doesn't lead to the baby being picked on later in life, but she's pretty insistent on Karen. Edit. Wow, I didn't expect this to blow up. I thought I'd delete this since this issue is pretty much resolved now, but you guys are clearly enjoying this, so I thought I'd provide an update. We had a talk about this and why she had such an emotional reaction to my veto. Ever since her mom died suddenly when she was only 14, she's wanted to name her first daughter after her, and she didn't really ever consider that the meme might be a potential obstacle. By that point, I'd thought about it for a while and realized that, as many of the comments have pointed out, Karen likely won't be a meme by the time she's old enough to feel its impact. So I told her I'll recant my veto, but we should still reconsider it because it still has potential complications and we might just come up with a better tribute. While exchanging ideas, we realized that both our mothers very coincidentally had the exact same middle name, Elizabeth. Well, mine had 2 middle names, and Elizabeth was one of them, but still. It seemed completely perfect to both of us, so we're going with it. Thanks for all your inputs. NTA, it was a normal name, now it's a joke. Imagine baby Karen. People are going to make jokes all her life. It's a joke with our generation. It's doubtful it will be a joke in hers. But regardless, parents get full veto power on names they don't like, unless they abuse that power. I've heard the general rule 2 yes, 1 no for naming, and it seemed pretty solid. Both parents have to agree on the name for it to be considered. If one parent doesn't like it, it's off the table. They've kind of shot themselves in the foot with this passing a name down thing though. Veto power gets muddy when you do family names. I just read Op's update, seems he recanted his veto. And his wife respected his feelings enough that they settled on a different name anyway, even though he recanted his veto. This is how adults have a conversation. For as much as I hear about red flags in this sub, let's give these two a hand for letting cooler heads prevail and seeing their partners' perspectives. This was a green flag. Crap. I didn't know flags could be green. I've spent my adult life running towards red flags. I'm slowly learning what normal looks like. Hooray for grown-ups. Absolutely. Original post had a legit reason for not naming the baby Karen, but so did his wife. They didn't shut down communication and instead worked through it, and now they have a happier outcome. I'm the 4th generation with my name. We had a daughter, and won't be having another child, but if we had a boy he was not getting my name. It's just super annoying until the older one dies. If she'd been a boy, I wanted to name him, pronouns getting weird, after my maternal grandpa, who was the most important adult male in my teen and later life. My boyfriend is a junior. His family all calls him Little, name, except for his dad's siblings who call his dad that. It gets confusing at family gatherings. My brother is a 3rd. Not his real name, but let's say they were all named Daniel. My grandfather always went by Dan, and my dad was Daniel as a kid but then transitioned to Dan when he was older. So my brother was called Daniel, my dad Dan, and my grandfather Dan. But my grandparents still called my dad Daniel, so my brother was Little Daniel at family gatherings. Then my brother ended up being very tall and they transitioned to calling him Medium Daniel at family gatherings, haha. Veto power does get muddy with family names. My son has a middle name I don't like, because it's my husband's grandfather's name, and my grandfather's name is his first. We both loved our maternal grandpas so much I wouldn't live with myself if I got to keep my name and veto the others. So, bad middle name it was, lol. There's a lot of options. You could name her first name something neutral and middle name Karen, losing out on your mother's first name, but sometimes it's worth it to save your daughter from being named Karen. Or she might accept something related to Karen the first. Catherine or Corinne, and call her Cora for short. Looks like original post updated, said they're now also considering the name Elizabeth for the baby. Oh awesome, that's such a coincidence and works perfectly. Glad it's worked out for them. Don't gamble it. Memes from many years ago still linger around and continue in the next general. The Karen meme is, as far as I can remember, already a meme from the 2000s. Like that time where you'd put a short-haired woman's face on some pie chart-like background in varying colors with a text above and demands to speak to the manager or something below. Hold your ground. Don't go for Karen. Not the butthole 100%. My 9-year-old brother brings up memes from before he was born. Or ones I'd say when he was a baby. He knows them all. Yeah, like my youngest cousin was quoting Charlie the Unicorn word for word the other day. I thought I slipped in space-time and ended up in 2009. My brother's fave is Rick rolling me, "Hey mental nothings, I saw a trailer of the new Switch game I want, look. Never gonna go view up." I also heard someone yell Carl the other day. The circle of life. Nature is beautiful. That kills people. Shh. Do you hear that? That's the sound of forgiveness. Carl, that's the sound of people drowning. Boat. Nectar. My 14-year-old son says that whenever he disapproves of something we do or say, it warms my heart to see him using memes from my younger days. Another favorite is his use of "but I am tired." Cracks me up every time. This gives me hope that Grumpy Cat's legacy will live for forever. She's my favorite meme ever. Her Christmas movie is also my favorite. R.I.P. Sweet Grumpy Cat. I cried the day tartar sauce died. I did too. My oldest inherited my stuffed animal and knows who she is and has the little golden books with her. Never underestimate the power of a generational meme. I met someone just this week and we bonded over our mothers both singing the same damn meme song to us as children, from 1966. And they're coming to take me away, haha, they're coming to take me away, ho ho, hee hee, haha, to the funny farm. Where life is beautiful all the time and I'll be happy to see those nice young men in their clean white coats and they're coming to take me away, haha. Just wanted to say that this also brought memories back of my mom singing this and cackling like a crazy person. It happened frequently enough growing up that I do it now, too sometimes. This was on a CD I had when I was a kid called Silly Songs with Kids. I was born in the late 80s, grew up in the 90s, still get that song stuck in my head from time to time. Today is going to be one of those days, I suppose. I heard this on the radio in the 90s and for some reason thought it was about a dog about to get euthanized and I was terrified. I remember that being in the music charts. It was sung by a guy called Napoleon X1V. It was a very strange song, but there were a lot of weird things in the charts back then. Yup, some memes will never die. It's hard to say whether the Karen one will be permanent, but why risk it? All the people I know named Karen, who are not Karens, really hate the association. Why risk it? Be the Karen of not naming your daughter Karen. Ask to speak with your wife's manager. Her last manager was a Karen, that's how this whole thing started. It's like how Dick went old-fashioned. That never dies down fast enough. Also, let's not pretend like Op's own friends won't also rag on the name. Yeah, I'm sure all the guys whose parents gambled on Dick meaning penis not staying around are super pleased. My name is Karen and I've never heard the meme before this last year. You'd think I would have. That might be because everyone is afraid that you might call the manager. Don't worry, he's never going to give you up. I personally feel like the Karen thing will die off one day, and our children's generation will likely not know anything about it. However, I can see where you would still be adamant about not wanting to name her that. There is a bit of a stigma around that name today. I think you guys should take a different route in name picking and just steer clear of tribute naming. Good luck. NTA. Yes, because she's probably going to be bullied and made fun of. NTA. Exactly. It's been around for years and it will be around in 6 years when she's in school. If not from the kids on her grade, the grades above, absolutely. Not to mention wanting to avoid, at minimum, the next few years of parent groups and play dates where everyone is stifling a laugh. Her future teachers will remember as well. Oh God, the parent-teacher nights they would have to suffer through. I didn't even think about that one. I would just point out that not naming your kid Karen hardly assures she will not be picked on. You can name your kid the most plain Jane name you can think of, but it's not like that's all kids have to work with. Any name can become a joke to bullies. Ironically, my mother-in-law is named Jane and she insisted that we not name our daughter Jane, as she was always called plain Jane as a child. Right. But why choose a name that you know is currently the butt of many jokes? I don't know. I teach high school and it's not a thing at all at my school. I think Karen is definitely a thing for adults 20 plus, but the teens I teach wouldn't tease or bully. Sadly, yours aren't like most. My 8-year-old cousin calls his mama Karen, so memes are definitely not limited to a generation anymore either. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought he'd ever encounter a Rickroll in his life. Long behold, it's back and the little brat's gotten me twice. You never know. Karen isn't just a phase or fad, it isn't just a meme anymore either. It's pretty much the definition of middle-aged entitlement, and I highly doubt that definition is going anywhere in the next 20 years. Exactly. There are memes that die and then there are memes that turn into something greater and embed themselves in the lexicon of society. It will having lasting power, especially because there is no real other word for a Karen. It describes such a specific context that had no other single word to describe it before. Words like entitled, ignorant, and obnoxious touch on what it means to be a Karen, but none of them paint the picture by themselves. When you say, "Be careful, that customer is a Karen," it encapsulates everything the other person needs to know, far more than "be careful, that customer is entitled." The other person instantly knows that this person will not be pleasant to deal with, will complain about any perceived issue, will spend hours writing and calling corporate to get you fired because you followed the store policy not to accept coupons that expired 4 years prior. It's hard to think of a direct equivalent, but one that kind of connects to this situation is the name Dick. Extremely popular nickname for anyone named Richard in the mid-20th century. It was popular enough that parents even named their kids Dick instead of going with Richard. People started interchanging the word penis with dick though, and rapidly the name dwindled in use. It's been decades and people still use the word dick to describe a penis, or a jerk, and pretty much no one born since then goes by the name Dick because of it. I don't know. Dick was an extremely popular name years ago. I don't think Karen has a chance. I crap you not, I tried convincing my husband to use the name Dick while pregnant with our son. I actually liked that name, laughing my butt off. He, of course, wasn't having it, smiley face. I actually like the name Dick a bit too, but I don't think I could bring myself to use it though. I think it's because of my great-uncle Richard who went by Dick. My grandpa would always refer to him as Dickie. He's what I associate with the name, and he was pretty awesome. It makes me a little sad I don't think I could ever use it. Karen was already seen as dated name that peaked in the 80s. There's a reason it's the name that was chosen to target middle-aged women. Even before the meme it was unfashionable, on par with names like Bruce or Barry. With that in mind, it's extra unlikely it'll rebound within the next few generations. While I appreciate your optimism, I don't know if I agree that Karen will go away so easily. It's not just a meme, it's a descriptor for a certain kind of person. Prior to Karen, the closest thing we had was a woman with a "I need to speak to a manager" haircut. Karen is certainly a lot more succinct and easily said. Karen would have to be supplanted by another word because the self-entitled people who are rude to people in the service industry are unfortunately unlikely to go away. Karen has really stuck in our collective lexicon, so I also doubt it will go away anytime soon. Some people have also begun using it as a replacement insult for B, or using it against any woman who speaks up for herself whether or not she was being entitled. I've seen several "Am I the butthole" posts with women wondering if they were really Karens. I work at a school district. The 3rd and 4th grade girls were calling each other Karen as an insult. And let me tell you, it hurts their feelings. They also say, "Let's play a game, you have to be the Karen." And there's Karen Halloween costumes out, lol. It's also like one of those names that are just going out of style. Middle name is fine and kid can choose to go by it later if the current associations die down. NTA for not wanting it as first name right now. It's as bad as calling baby boy Adolf. It's my name and I hope it dies off soon because I genuinely want to change my name due to the meme. NTA. I get where you are coming from. We did the same thing except we used my mom's middle name as her first name. That way we knew it was a tribute to my mom but no one else needed to know. This was also long before the Karen meme started. Another reason we chose the middle name is we felt it would be weird and a little uncomfortable for me to have to discipline my child, which thankfully didn't happen often, and use my mom's name at the same time. This original post is a great reason. Ask your wife how she would feel disciplining a child with her mother's name. Have her practice saying it out loud if you can. I think that may have an impact. I totally agree with you and the others on the meme thing. She will get bullied in school. The Karen meme isn't going away anytime soon. Any bully at any point in her life could dig up these memes easily and make her home, school and internet life absolutely even more miserable due to this meme. NTA. Honestly, I love the idea of disciplining my child and being able to use my mother's name. Sounds delightful. Maybe that's just me. I do let her know she's acting up by calling her Lil, New York name. Thank you for watching. If you like our videos, please like them on YouTube. And share them with your friends. Please subscribe to be the first to know about Red Rabbit Reader's new videos. We welcome your comments below. Another of our videos will begin shortly.